Hey, how's everybody doing today? Pretty good way in there, 485.2. That's exciting. Let me switch some stuff up here. Get everything set up. It's fine. I got a little error message here, but popping. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Um, Today's day 9 of my 3-year challenge. I've chosen to challenge myself to help overcome my addiction to food. It's been something that I've just allowed food to overrun overrun things to get me to the point where I ended up over 500 pounds, and I just knew it was time for a change. And so I decided to um, go at it again. And when I think about going at it again, I have to always think about the times I've lost weight in the past, and then I ended up at this point that I'm at my heaviest ever. And so, um, one of the things in the past that I really have not had an issue with is reaching my weight goals. Um, the the issue I've always had is, what do I do after I get there? And I think that's the problem. That I don't think that's just a problem I have. I think that there's other people out there that had lots of successes with weight loss, but then at the end they don't know what to do. And so that's why I've challenged myself to focus on my health and wellness for 3 years. That way, uh, if I do that, that will get me to a point where I've created habits in my life that don't bring me back to where I'm at now. Um, I know that I'm going to have ups and downs in the next 3 years. I'm going to have successes. It's not always going to be weight losses, but I need to, like I said, I need to focus on making every day count. Uh, I mean, in the last 3 years, I've had 1,000 cheat days, so there's no reason why. And when I talk about having a cheat day, it's far different too, because in other people that uh have same issues I have with food. A cheat day for me is 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories. It's not uh going from 1,700 calorie to cheating up to 2,500 calories or something. I'm just um so I need to be on. I'm gonna have days where I do have higher calories, but I understand that's I have to learn to live. I have to learn to be. My ultimate goal here is to be 219 pounds. I need to learn how somebody who's 219 pounds survives, my size, build, etc. Um, so today the weight 485.2. I was not expecting it to be that low. I'm extremely happy with the weight loss. I guess to kind of recap here, we my week, uh, I guess, uh, my week ended on Saturday for my first week. And if you follow me on my Instagram channel, it's at Fasting. So it's FAHSTING. I do some photos and stuff. I'm going to try to do more as I go on. But Saturday, when I did my official 1 week weigh in, I did post it there. And if you follow me there, you would have seen that it was 489.4. That makes my first week weight loss 30.4 pounds. It's just an incredible number. it's, it's not a realistic number for a lot of people. Uh, but like I've had uh, 520 pounds. I'm starting at that, and you have to work to be that heavy sometimes. So, um, I know that it's not going to be that much weight loss as I continue forward. But it was good to see another 4 pounds lost since um since Saturday, even 2 pounds. Um, and so I guess that kind of, I'm excited about the weight loss, like I said. Uh, but and like I mentioned earlier, I've had uh I've lost weight lots of times, and the first time I can really remember like setting a weight loss and cutting weight, I guess would be the best because it was a wrestling thing. So of course it would be cutting. When I was a freshman in high school, uh, my age at the end of the school year, my age allowed me at the AAU Nationals, which is not a state thing. So the school, anyways, um, to if I wanted to wrestle at heavyweight in my age group, I had to go from what the weight limit was for heavyweight, which I was at, which was 275 pounds, and I had to drop down to 250 pounds to wrestle because when I was a freshman, the age I was just happened to fall that I could wrestle in a younger age group with my birth date. But I had to lose the 25 pounds, and from so I signed up, and I don't remember how much lead time I had set up to sign up, but my coach at the time, the trainer was they asked me, like, it was the Friday before spring break. So the national wrestling tournament was on Saturday at the end of spring break, and it was like that Thursday or Friday before spring break, and they had asked me how much I weighed, and I was at 275, and they were like, "Were you serious about making the 250?" And I was like, "Yeah, and so what we ended up doing was that week from Monday through Friday, when I normally would have gone to school, my mom dropped me off, and I sat on an elliptical bike for 8 hours and just pedaled, and had to keep it up over like uh, there was like a number that would pop up on the dial pad, and it had to stay over like a 4 or a 3.5. And they would just set me on the bike and go, and they'd come back a couple hours later and check on me and give me a break for a minute. Let me, I'd do something else for a little bit, but I get back on that elliptical bike and I rode it for hours and hours. And then went home, ate minimal amount of just straight ground beef, 32 or 64 ounces of fluid, and then repeated it through all of spring break. I got picked up. Yeah, I would start at 8, got picked up at 3:30, and then sure enough, I got up there, and I'd lost 25 pounds in a week, and that was a lot more work when I was 275 pounds than this was really, but different type of work, I suppose. But yeah, so I don't know. I just one of those things where I like I said, I'm excited about the weight loss, but I know that I can if I set my mind to that something like that, I can push and do it. Um uh so going on with today the tracking stuff. So part of uh didn't really go through this earlier, but part of what I'm doing to help keep myself um, accountable and to help keep myself going is I've been tracking a few different things in order to give myself goals, and I've been setting short term and I'll have midterm and my long term goals. Obviously, getting to the 3 years, and then some of the weight loss goals I have. Um, the first thing, so I did already kind of go over the weight. So I'm currently at 485.2. So I'm going to update that on here. Guys, I got to figure out a better way to update this stuff and things entertaining than just me while I'm typing this stuff. But the so that is 34.6 pounds lost in 9 days since I started tracking this here. And so one of the things I've been doing to help keep track of my weight loss here, I it's helped me in the past, and that's one of the things I'm going to try to do is find things that have helped me in the past and use those to help me this time. And so, uh, anyways, what helped me in the past was to look at the excess body fat that I have on my body as like a savings account that I've been building up. That since I have 300 extra pounds of body fat on my body, uh, then if you just kind of do the simple math of 300 times 3,500 calories, then you get just over 1,000,000 calories. And so uh, that is what the million calorie challenge is. Um, it's pretty awesome that in the first 9 days here, I am going to be 10% of the way through, because right now I am at 121,100 calories, which is awesome. Uh, the thing I was gonna, what did I say the number was? I done this back up here. So I am over, 12% through the million calorie challenge, but I know I am only done 0.8% through the whole challenge. So I got a long way to go, but it is awesome to see those big numbers. And then once I see some, like the 500 and the 750,000, it'll be fun to have some rewards or something set up for that. Um, with the challenge here, the as part of the 3 year challenge, I felt like uh, I wanted to try to get off as much weight early as I could, so that I could start getting active again. And so that as part of that, I the challenge is it's two things. It's one is the fasting here is that I've challenged myself that for the month of November, I'm gonna fast from the 1st through the 30th. Um, and then the other is I was gonna do these broadcasts pretty regularly, outside the weekends to help keep myself accountable. Um, so the so right now with the fast, I'm 209 hours in, and then whatever it is, 18 minutes. Um, I have 21 days left to go. And so, I'm looking at it kind of that way is what I have left to go. The I start thinking about how long it's been since I ate, then start getting um as far as the hunger and things, a little bit earlier today, I would say I definitely felt hunger, and I've kind of mentioned it before. It's something that's tough because as you know, the way I lived my life, I really didn't feel hunger. I couldn't honestly, for a long time. I mean, back years ago when I've done this or weight loss, lost weight has been different, but recently it's been a while since, I've had hunger, and so it was, I felt hungry, I had some water and it passes the waves. Um but it wasn't bad at all. Um I've mentioned it too with and this would be the case really with any calorie restrictive diet, I'm sure, or I know that there's a lot of stuff about that they talk about carbohydrates, but um my joints and the limberness, I suppose, I feel less swollen. I had swelling around my ankles, it's gone down some, and so just overall getting up off a couch or doing something, um, simple taking a shower, just everything's been just, that much easier. Maybe things were just a couple percent easier, right? Like, everything. Um, the and with the fast, the one of the reasons I was talking to some people about it over the weekend, and what the I guess one of the I call it a fast, and then I don't always say that, but one of the reasons I called it a fast on my page here was kind of to recognize the fact that everybody's choice in how to do a fast or how to do a calorie restrictive diet, where you have 18-hour periods where you don't eat, is unique to everybody. So everybody's fast is going to be unique to them. They're going to have different amounts of fluids that work right for them, or supplements that they need, um, or schedule that works best for them. Um, so I guess that's part of, like I said, why I'm going to be on my fasting schedule. Once this 30 days is over, I'm going to make a decision on what I'm going to do for the next 30 days. And then that's going to be unique to me, to what I feel is best for me. But yeah, like I said, overall, the fasting's been really good. I definitely was more active over the weekend than I had been in the past few weekends, and I immediately have to attribute that to just the 30 pounds I'm not carrying, and that's a small child that I don't have to carry around anymore. Um, Definitely feel fairly good about getting things done. I was gonna look at the Garmin app here. The app here, the app. It's gonna definitely be more of a thing when I get into being more active. I'm gonna talk about that here in a little bit. Um, Let me pull it up. I just like to look at the body battery. My heart rate right now is at 84, kind of pretty standard for being at that spot. I looked a little bit into the stress, and I this stress is a lot of uh this real oh wait, it's fine. I'm looking at the wrong. Um so yeah, the stress it varies. I think it's a lot of like how much your heart rate varies based on your being active or not active. And so the fact that my heart rate jumps so much or stays at such a high rate when I'm awake versus asleep is why that's showing. And so, like I said, big part of this is a hope to get that resting heart rate to be better, or at least. And then I notice it, and I've noticed it more in the past few months, that when I get up to go do stuff, I can feel my heart beating faster sooner than it had in the past. So um I'm at 4,000 steps today, which is way higher than I was last time. Oh, that's a week, maybe. Okay. They have the daily. No, that's today. Yeah, 4,000 steps. So, um, yeah, I guess I wouldn't know why I had 4,000 steps here. Yeah. Um, it wasn't really that big of a thing. Over the weekend, it says 5,000 steps yesterday, 5,800. I don't know. It seems low for yesterday, but I was out doing a lot of things. I should be able to hit that 4,700 goal that it has set for me there today. But the and then we'll update the weight here in the app. I haven't done this since I did 482 or the 492. I'm sorry. So we're gonna just do today's weight, which is 486 points. That's saved in there. And then we'll show the weight graph. It's pretty awesome to see that, right? So yeah, just big downward trend. Did lightly flatten if you look at it there, and I expect it to do that as I go on with the rest of the month. Yeah, let me see. I don't think there's anything other else on the Garmin app. Just kind of shows my calories yesterday was 7,300. Makes sense. I definitely was doing more work yesterday. And so going forward here, another tracker that I've decided to keep track of for the first 30 days here, something that me and my wife have talked about a lot, is the amount of money we spend on food. And as part of acknowledging my food addiction and kind of bringing more light to it in my on my end, and really it's probably something that I'm not the only one that spends a lot of money on fast food. um but is that for the month of November here, I'm going back last year at the same time when I wasn't on any type of diet, and I'm showing the transactions I had a month ago that I can attribute directly to me buying fast food, um, and kind of keeping track of them as a total to see how much money I'm actually saving. So I'm getting rid of the calories out of my calorie savings account, and I'm gonna convert them into real dollars from my fast food savings. And so it's been since Friday since I was here, so I did have a couple of transactions for fast food. Um, and so the first one I did have on the 7th there, I went to a Golden Arch place and had $14.25 breakfast. So, um, how I started the day that day, I suppose. And then on the 8th, I went to Taco Bell and I spent 13.37. Would have been like for breakfast. Uh, um, so that makes the total amount in the first 9 days here of November that I spent on fast food $64 and that up here. Yeah, that's getting to be a good chunk of change, especially in just 9 days. So I'm gonna have, by that math, I would have at least $180 fast food this month, and it may end up being more than that. So um, that is all money that I was spending in excess. Really, I mean, the amount of food that I would come home and eat, or that I would get from other sources, was more than enough to sustain, and this fast food was really just excess food consumption at the end. Um, so getting a lot of error messages. My phone thing is being buggy. That's why I got distracted there. Sorry. Um, so yeah, the total here is 64.21. I'm happy to not be spending that money at fast food, and I'm interested to see what the total comes out to, and I'm excited to see how long I can go here without going to fast food. That's definitely one of triggers, the one of the places where I get most wrapped up in. Um, so the kind of brushed on it there, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was, um, with being so heavy when I started this time, and I've started a weight loss at 480 pounds. I've started 380 pounds, probably multiple, or 400 pounds. And one of the things that I find now, and maybe it's being 38 years old, maybe it's being over 500 pounds. Um, I, it might be that I don't have the eagerness to go beat myself up at the gym, but it's that if I, I'm finding that taking a slower approach to that type of that part of it has really been positive for me so far. Um, the uh, the the diet itself is actually, I was going here with the, I guess I'm just getting it that you don't even have to, I started the weight loss here with the stream and the broadcast or whatever. But when I really think about it, this process did start a couple months ago um with other changes that I've made in my life, I guess. And I was trying to think about it, and it was, so there's a lot of things in your life that, or my life, that are easy to control, that you just choose not to, because it's easy to control. So like you can just put it on autopilot, and then um you don't have to worry about it. I guess the example I want to give, and the, like, I made a joke about number of steps I had today is related to it. But uh a few months back, uh I started to care a little bit more about my hair, I guess is what it is. And I guess put it to perspective is prior to a few months ago, when it came to the messy hair that I'm about to talk about. Um, when it came to my hair, I got my hair cut in a short kind of style, I guess, like this picture. And so this is me after being outside for a week and not having a shower, things like that. But um I'd get my hair cut in such a way that I wouldn't need to get it cut again um, for either like 6 or 8 months or until the next big event. Like I'm going somewhere for Thanksgiving, so I got to go get my hair cut, or family members getting married, so I got to get a haircut. But other than that, I really just kind of didn't pay attention to it and just kind of let it grow until enough people told me to go deal with it, or I had, like I said, I had something come up. And with COVID, it's different, I suppose. But a few months, I just started kind of caring about my hair a little bit more, and um, got it cut a different way, and then just started, brushing it more, styling it, things like that. And I feel like by doing stuff like that, taking things that in the past I brushed off because they didn't, I didn't deem them important, and then giving them value and starting to pay attention to them. I think that the weight loss kind of is the same way for me, like that you can control it, you just choose not to, like, I guess it's getting it. And the reason why I even started the story is I went to go get my hair cut today, and the they're closed down because of restriction. Uh, they were open like a month ago, and now they're closed. So I went all the way there because it's a walk-in place. It was, but anyways, I was just going on about starting. Um, just don't overdo yourself, I guess, to begin with. You gotta push yourself, or you gotta make yourself uncomfortable. I'm not saying that, but don't push yourself to the point where it gives you an ultimate excuse to quit, or you hurt yourself having it. Pay attention to your body and best. Definitely take time to look inside yourself and see what's best for you. So I really went long today. I really got rambling here at the end. So, but I want to thank everybody for checking out my broadcast. I hope that something I said today helps somebody out there. And if anybody has any questions or wants to leave a comment down below, that would be great. If you want, I have a Instagram account that I have been working on. It is at Fahsting. That's Fahsting. I've been really, it's just mostly photos of the scale. When I'm not live streaming, when I hit days that I'm weighing in. Um, and thanks for checking out the channel, guys. I will be back on tomorrow at 4 p.m.